Hey there YouTube, welcome back to another Black Powder update. This is actually the third take of this video that I've done. I keep getting tongue-tied and blabbing on, third time lucky, let's hope. So basically this is what I've done this week. I want to try and get away from doing horses. I've been doing horses a fair bit the last, what would it be, at least the last sort of 2 weeks. I've basically done two cavalry regiments more or less back to back, and I wanted to take a little bit of break from doing horses, and also I'm kind of waiting for some colours to come in as well, strangely enough, from Wayland Games again. So I've been trying to put off doing horses because I need to. There's a couple of colours in there that I was starting to run low on a lot of my browns, so I basically ordered in replacements. So I think I ordered like 6 or 7 paints, and like 6 of them are all browns, or different types of brown. Some of which I need to do the horses for my household cavalry. So I'm kind of trying to hold back a little bit as long as I possibly can to try and wait for, hopefully get those colours in before I start them. So I ended up doing my Hanoverian Jeagers, which of course are the only sort of missing part of my 3rd British Infantry Division, and I had them in and I decided to do them. So basically we'll actually start off with those guys straight up. Basically, according to the order of battle, there's basically 2 companies of these guys. Now Hanoverian Jeagers are basically more or less just straight up riflemen. I mean, the Hanoverians did have light infantry that had mixtures of rifles and muskets, but these guys were purely all rifles. They were generally quite small units. Alas, 2 companies. So what I did was I decided to, because I had to basically buy 2 packs of figures. I didn't really want to have any wasted. I decided to do 4 bases, with each base being a company, basically, or two bases being a company. So if we just put them into the order, I guess that'll probably be it, actually. So here we go. Let's put the officer over this side. There we go. So that's kind of how I designed them. I'll give you a closer look at them. Now, they are slightly wrong in the fact that they had mixed headwear, but uniform-wise, the basic troopers were in basic rifle gear. They had the sort of the double-breasted jackets in green. They had exactly the same accoutrements. They had the same sort of sword sabers, the same gear as a 95th Rifleman. The main difference being just the different colour of their turnbacks and their plumes and their cordage. So these guys had a sort of a not quite olive green, but an olivey green. I ended up using Italian tank crew. I think I used. This is quite a nice green, yeah, it worked out perfect. So here we have a stand of like all fighting sort of firing positions, and the officer's stand. That's the other thing that's slightly unhistorical in the fact that the officers of the Jeagers tended to be in normal officer gear, apart from the fact that they have green jackets. But I really didn't want to waste these Perry's 95th Rifle officers because they're such cool figures. So just for these guys, I decided to use them anyway. And also just to sort of save myself having a whole bunch of figures left over and not being used if I were to buy a Hanoverian command pack to just replace the commanding officers. I mean, I suppose I could have bought them on their own, but I wanted to finish them. I'm not ordering from front rank for another couple of weeks, so I couldn't wait out that long on just such a small unit. But they're such good figures, I just had to use them. So we have the secondary officer here in command of his own little section, if I decide to split them. And we have the second unit of sort of advancing riflemen, along with the NCO there. And the commanding officer here, again a really cool commanding officer. This guy is, I'll give you the blurb on him, Phil Jeagers, Captain von Redden, 1st Hanoverian Brigade, 3rd British Infantry Division. So we have the bugler on the stand too. Actually the other officer's stand also has a bugler on. And so an NCO, a bugler and the commanding officer. So that is the Hanoverian Jeagers. Quite happy to have finished those guys. Swap them around. So that is those guys. Done and dusted, so happy to have finished those guys. Secondly, I did my next battalion of Marines. So let's bring those guys on. These guys, of course, are from Perry's. Now, like I said before, in 1815, these guys literally numbered just over a couple of hundred men. But I decided to give them two sort of small battalions, or two 18-man battalions, named 1st and 2nd Marines, because they're not actually designated on the order of battle. And these guys are the 1st Marines. Now, I did actually go back to my Warlord unit and chop the eagle off their standard and give them a fanion, as if it were a proper 2nd battalion. Although, again, to give them their individuality, I've given them both Marine flags. So, alas, the name's 1st and 2nd Marines. So I'm pretty chuffed at that, even though it's a little bit unhistorical. Apparently, like I say, at Waterloo they carried just a fanion and not an eagle. But of course, again, I decided to give my 1st Marines an eagle. So let's give you a look at these guys. Perry's, of course, like I said, really nice figures. They're basically just a bog standard sort of French position marching, with obviously the slight differences of the Marines. They don't have eagles on their cartridge boxes, which is a little bit of a shame. But other than that, they're really quite cool figures. I really do like them, and I put them into sort of like a sort of a triangle formation on the stand, because obviously they're units of 3 and not 4 men on a stand. So here we have the pseudonym command squad. So I've sort of designed them so that you could split them into just 3 if you really wanted to. And we have the ensign, or the 2nd in command, on the stand. Again in that sort of triangle formation. And then finally the musician stand, because these guys have got a bugle and a drum. So we have the 2 troopers and the bugler in his blue outfit again, but this time in a campaign dress rather than a dress uniform like the Warlord one. Then we have another unit of 3 bog standard troops for the front rank. The musician stand with the drummer. Again, the drummer being in the blue, with a gold drum again, gold and blue drum. And finally the officer, and I'll give you the blurb while we're at it. So these guys have designated 1st Marines, and they come from the Imperial Guard HQ, and they're under a Major Bergeret. And I really do like this officer figure. There we have the standard, of course. and the normal trooper in the background there. Yeah, very cool. I really do like that officer. And that is the end. So pretty chuffed with finishing these two guys. I guess my Marines are now finished, as well as my Hanoverian Jeagers. Now, what's next? I'm kind of a little bit stumped at the moment. I'm still waiting for my cannon to finish off my Imperial Guard, my Grenadiers division. I have my first unit of is it Lifeguard or Household Cavalry? First and second, yeah, Lifeguard I think now. To do. I've obviously got one already in. Strangely enough, all the other figures I've got left over to do are also basically just command figures. Now I have heard from Elite Miniatures to say that my first unit of British has been finished casting. It took about 3 weeks actually this time. I suppose it's perhaps because it's like a 40-man unit. But obviously I won't be using all the 40 men, but I might well try and squeeze out 2 battalions out of that pack, but I don't know if I will or not. I might just end up just using 24 of them. But yeah, we'll see how they obviously do a review when they come in. I've also ordered a unit of light dragoons for the fourth British Cavalry Division, which of course is 3 units of light dragoons, of which I've already got 1. So these guys will probably end up being either the 12th or the 16th. And I've also ordered the 2 9-pounders that I need for my Guards division in as well. But I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing for the rest of the Guards division, troops wise. I think there's 4 battalions, 1, 2, yeah, there's 4 battalions in total. And I want to try and, I don't really want to do plastic if I can manage it. But also at the same time I don't really want to do parries either, so they're either going to end up being front rank or elite, and I probably won't go any more elite than just the 1 battalion because they're charging. So I may well have to do the other 3 battalions out of front rank, but that's still to be decided. So yeah, so lots of things to come. I'm actually getting quite a way into this project now. I still don't think I'll complete it before the new year because there's still a lot of stuff to do, and the year is starting to run out. But not that I really ever planned to try and finish it within the year, because it was quite a big doing. But I am starting to get close now. I mean, I'm literally 1 battery away from finishing my Imperial Guard division. I'll be 2 units away from finishing the Household Cavalry division, and 2 units away from finishing the Light Dragoons, and then obviously that just leaves the 4 battalions and the 2 batteries of cannon for the 1st Infantry Division, and then that will bring this quite big project to an end. So that's it, that's enough of me rambling. I'll catch you all next time. So until then, bye bye.